The sun was barely up, painting the still waters of our private lake in hues of amber and rose. It was a crisp October morning in 2024, and my wife, Clara, and I were perched on the edge of our dock, fishing rods in hand, savoring the quiet of our 30-acre retreat in Willow Creek, Montana. This land had been ours since 2007, a sanctuary carved out of rolling hills, with a 6-acre lake nestled at its heart. Clara sat beside me, her posture oddly pristine for someone supposedly unwinding. I'd always noticed though she never slouched, how her eyes darted, cataloging everything, even in moments of calm. This place, I murmured, checking my bait, might just be the best spot on earth. She flashed that enigmatic smile I'd fallen for 12 years ago. Couldn't agree more, Nathan. Nowhere else I'd rather be. Then it came a snarl of an engine ripping down our private road. A sleek Range Rover screeched to a stop, and out stepped a woman who looked like she'd been sculpted to embody every suburban stereotype. Her platinum hair was a fortress of hairspray. Her oversized sunglasses gleamed under the dawn light, and her tailored blazer screamed money. The air choked with her perfume, a cloying mix of jasmine and arrogance, as her stilettos sank into the dirt. She strode toward us like she owned the ground beneath her. "You must be Nathan," she declared, jabbing a manicured finger at me. "I'm Vanessa Caldwell, president of the Willow Grove HOA. We need to talk about this lake." I stood, bewildered. HOA? Our property wasn't under their control. We'd bought this land precisely to avoid their meddling. "There's a mistake," I said, keeping my tone even. "This is private land. We're not part of your association." Vanessa's laugh was sharp, like glass breaking. "Oh, Nathan, you're mistaken. Our new bylaws classify any water body over 2 acres as a community asset. This lake belongs to us." She brandished a folder, waving it like a weapon. "The paperwork's all here. You've been hoarding this resource for years." Clara hadn't stirred, but I caught her hand drifting to her heepaw, subtle move I'd seen before, though never questioned. "Interesting," she said, her voice low, eyes locked on Vanessa's license plate. "Caldwell, from Willow Grove Estates." Vanessa's gaze snapped to Clara, her lips curling. "And who are you? I don't see your name on any deeds." Clara rose, her movements fluid, almost predatory, making Vanessa flinch. "I'm his wife, Clara," she said simply. Something flickered in Vanessa's eyes, recognition. Maybe, but she pressed on. "Well, Clara, find another fishing hole. This lake's being turned into a community resort. It'll boost property values for everyone." My blood boiled, but I stayed calm. "MS. Caldwell, I've owned this land since 2007. Deeds, surveys, all filed with the county. This lake is mine, surrounded by my land, with no public access. You have no claim." Vanessa's face flushed beneath her makeup. "Claim? I'm the HOA president. I decide what's legal here. You have 30 days to comply, or you'll regret it." Her heel caught in the mud as she spun away, cursing as she stormed back to her SUV. "30 days," she shrieked, peeling out. I turned to Clara, expecting worry. Instead, she was studying the tire tracks, her face unreadable. "She's trouble," I muttered. Clara's hand was at her hip again, her lips moving faintly. "What did you say?" I asked. She met my gaze, and for a split second, I saw something cold, calculating. "Caldwell," she repeated. "That name rings a bell." Then the look vanished, replaced by her warm smile. "Don't worry, Nathan. She's all bark. She'll back off when she sees she's got no ground to stand on." But as we packed up, I couldn't shake the feeling Clara knew more than she let on. Her glance at that license plate, the way her hand kept brushing her hip, what was she reaching for? The next morning, I woke to Clara at our window, muttering numbers coordinates, as she snapped photos of something outside. I joined her and froze. Our lake was ringed with garish signs. HOA property, no trespassing. Future site of Willow Grove Resort. Vanessa had crept onto our land overnight, staking her claim. "That lunatic," I growled, ready to tear them down. Clara stopped me, her voice steady. "Leave them. Evidence. Evidence of what? Before I could ask, engines roared again. Vanessa led a convoy neighbors, HOA board members, and 2 sheriff's deputies through our gate, which she'd somehow opened. Wielding a megaphone, Vanessa crowed, "Welcome to your new community resort. This selfish couple has hoarded this lake for too long." The crowd followed her to the water, where she pointed out future docks and cabanas. I charged forward. "This is private property. You're trespassing." Vanessa smirked. "Nathan, still clinging to your outdated deeds? This is a community inspection. I have every right." Then someone tossed a beer can into my lake. Fury surged. "Get off my land, or I'm calling the sheriff." Vanessa was already streaming on her phone. "Look at this greedy man denying his neighbors. This is why we need an HOA." Clara stepped beside me, her presence calming but electric. "Nathan, let me handle this." She faced the crowd, her voice cutting through the chaos. "You're being recorded. Leave now, or this escalates." Vanessa scoffed. "The wife thinks she's a lawyer." Goo. But some neighbors shifted uneasily, scanning for cameras. Clara dialed her phone. "I need a unit here. Multiple trespassers." "Unit? Not deputies?" The crowd thinned, but Vanessa stood firm, still streaming. "This isn't over. Tomorrow, we'll document every violation on this property. You'll see who owns what." That evening, while I stress-ate pretzels and watched Vanessa's post go viral, Clara stepped outside for a call. Her voice drifted back, sharp, commanding. "Pull everything on Caldwell. Yes, the Willow Grove scandal. Financials, deeds, all of it. And have tactical ready for Wednesday. Federal, not local." My stomach dropped. Federal? Tactical? Who is this woman? She returned, flipping through a magazine like nothing happened. "Everything okay?" I asked, voice tight. "Just called a friend," she said, not looking up. A friend with federal tactical units? Wednesday dawned heavy. Clara was up at 5, by the lake, coffee in hand, wearing a bulky jacket despite the mild air. She checked her watch, scanned the horizon, and adjusted something under her Jaquita recorder. Her hair was pulled into a tight bun, her face set. This wasn't my Clara. This was someone braced for war. Engines roared again, 2 sheriff's cruisers, Vanessa's Range Rover, and more HOA cars. Vanessa leapt out, her HOA president vest blazing, a body cam strapped to her chest. "Deputies!" she shrieked, pointing at Clara. "Arrest her. She's trespassing on HOA property." Deputy Harris, looking exhausted, stepped forward. "Ma'am, I need ID." Clara rose slowly, hands visible. "I'm Clara Fayes. This is my husband's property. I live here." Vanessa thrust papers at Harris. "She's lying. The deed's only in Nathan's name. She's trespassing." Harris frowned, studying the documents. "Ma'am, step away from the lake while we sort this out." Clara didn't budge. "Deputy Harris, badge 3921. Think carefully. You're about to make a grave mistake." Her tone carried weight, stopping everyone. Vanessa pounced. "She's threatening you. Arrest her." Harris hesitated. That sounded like a threat. "Step back, hands visible." Clara smollate a chilling, knowing smile. "Deputy, who's your supervisor?" "Captain Larson, right? We've worked together." Harris blinked. "What do you know, Larson?" Clara pulled out her phone. "In 5 minutes, you'll get a call that clears this up. Don't do anything rash." Vanessa was livid. "She's stalling. Arrest her." But Harris wavered, and Clara dialed. "This is Director Hayes. Execute now. Federal backup, code priority." "Director?" I nearly collapsed. Engines thundered. 3 black SUVs tore onto our property, skidding into formation. 8 FBI agents in tactical gear poured out, forming a semicircle around Clara. The lead agent, built like a tank, barked, "Director Hayes, area secured." Clara unzipped her jacket, revealing an FBI vest. She flashed a badge that gleamed in the sun. "Clara Hayes, Director, Federal Bureau of Investigation." The crowd froze. Vanessa's jaw dropped, her face cycling through shock and fury. Harris paled. "Director, I'm so sorry. We were just responding to a call." Clara waved him off. "You did your job. But MS. Caldwell, she turned, voice icy. We need to discuss false police reports, harassing a federal officer, and abusing emergency services. That's just the start. The lead agent, Carter, pulled up a tablet. Director, we've monitored the subject. Proceed with the briefing. Clara nodded. Financial records flashed bank statements, property deals, HOA budgets. Vanessa, care to explain the $250,000 missing from HOA funds? The crowd gasped. Clara swiped. 4 properties bought through your shell companies. Fraudulent liens on 6 homes, forcing foreclosures. And this, she played a recording of Vanessa's voice. These fools will cave if we push hard enough. The lake's worth millions once we oust them. Vanessa stammered. That's out of context. Entrapment. Clara held up a warrant. We've been watching you for 8 months. Coming after my husband's lake was your fatal mistake. Vanessa bolted for her car, but slipped in the mud, sprawling, undignified. Agents hauled her up as she screamed, I know my rights. Clara crouched to her level. You stole from families, Vanessa. That's not vision, it's greed. Handcuffs clicked. The crowd turned on her, neighbors recounting her lies. One woman sobbed, You saved my home, Clara. You warned me about her contract. Others chimed in, piecing together Clara's quiet heroism. She'd been their shield, working in the shadows. I faced Clara, reeling. Director of the FBI? For how long? 12 years, she said softly. Every business trip was a case: terrorism, cartels, corruption. I kept it from you to keep you safe. My anger softened. You used federal resources for an HOA spat? She laughed. No, Nathan. Vanessa's tied to a multi-state corruption ring. Your lake was just her latest target. Today, she handed us the final piece: false police reports and targeting a federal officer. The investigation unraveled Vanessa's empire. She'd scammed 19 families across 6 states, using HOA power to seize properties. Her trial was a rout: 17 years in prison, $600,000 in restitution. The HOA elected a new president, a quiet retiree who banned Vanessa's rules. Displaced families reclaimed their homes. Clara and I returned to our lake, fishing under the stars. Why the FBI? I asked one night. She stared at the water. My dad was a sheriff. Exposé corruption. They killed him, called an accident. I joined to fight back, to protect people like him. I squeezed her hand. I'm proud of you. Now, I'm her partner in more than marriage. I've learned to spot lies, red fraud, back her up. Our lake is our haven, but Clara's fight goes on. Another Vanessa always lurks. We're ready. What secrets do you think Clara's still hiding? Could Nathan handle her full truth? Would you trust an HOA after this? Comment below, hit like, and subscribe for more.